Let's be real when it comes to guarding your home. Revolvers are hard to beat. Their simplicity and dependability make them ideal for defensive scenarios. If you encounter a misfire, no need to worry, just pull the trigger again. However, not every revolver is made equal, especially when it comes to caliber selection. With so many options available, finding the perfect one, especially for beginners, can feel overwhelming. In this video, we're breaking down our top picks for the best revolver calibers for home protection. Stick with us. You'll want to see which rounds made our list. .22 Magnum. You might think the .22 Magnum doesn't belong here since it originated as a rifle cartridge, but thanks to its growing presence in revolvers, it earns a spot. Is it deadly? Absolutely. If a .22 long rifle can be fatal, then the more powerful .22 Magnum certainly qualifies. Take a 45-grain Hornady critical defense round fired from a short 1.8-inch barrel. It reaches around 1,000 feet per second, delivering 100 foot-pounds of energy. Step up to a 4-inch barrel and you get about 1,269 feet per second and 161 foot-pounds. While that might not sound massive compared to bigger calibers, it's far from ineffective. For comparison, a 180-pound crossbow firing a 300-grain bolt at 400 feet per second gives you just over 100 foot-pounds. Sure, arrows behave differently due to mass and momentum, but a 40-grain .22 mag round, still something you wouldn't want flying your way. 9. 410 bore. Another oddball on the list. The 410 bore is technically a shotgun shell, not a traditional revolver round. But thanks to revolvers like the Taurus Judge and Smith & Wesson Governor, which chamber both 410 and 45 Colt, it's become a favorite among revolver fans. The 410 is appealing for new shooters because it's easy to handle and less intimidating than bigger shotgun calibers. With the right loads, like defensive buckshot or disc projectiles, it becomes a serious threat stopper. Hornady's critical defense 410 load features a combo of two 35 caliber balls and an expanding FTX slug stacked on top. At self-defense distances, like 7 yards, this combo can deliver devastating hits to a human-sized target. 8. 32 H&R Magnum. Next, we've got a bit of a hidden gem, the 32 H&R Magnum. It's back in the spotlight thanks to Lipsy's exclusive run of the Smith & Wesson Ultimate Carry, a compact 6-shot J frame in this caliber. And here's a tip. Revolvers chambered for their .27 Federal Magnum can also safely fire 32 H&R Mag. Brands like Taurus, Ruger, and Charter Arms all offer models in their .27 Federal. Standard bullet weights for 32 H&R Mag range between 85 and 100 grains. For instance, Buffalo Bore's 100-grain load, fired from a 3-inch Ruger Spone 101, reaches about 1187 feet per second with 313 foot-pounds of energy that's on par. Sure, 32 H&R ammo isn't cheap, and the their .27 Fed Mag generally outperforms it. But if you're sensitive to recoil, the lighter kick makes it a solid option, especially for older shooters or those with limited hand strength. 738 Special. While the production of new revolvers in .38 Special has slowed, this cartridge remains a go-to choice for traditionalists. Why? Because in 1972, the FBI introduced their enhanced .38 Special plus P load, popularly known as the FBI load. It featured a hotter powder charge and a 158-grain lead semi-wad cutter hollow point designed to expand reliably at the lower velocities common with snub-nose revolvers. And even if expansion fails, the sharp profile of the wad cutter still cuts a large, damaging wound channel. This load proved highly effective in actual gunfights, especially when fired from 2 to 4-inch barrels. Later on, law enforcement demanded something even stronger, which led to +P+ variants developed by Federal and Winchester. These were tailored for robust revolvers that could handle the increased pressures, especially their .57 Magnum frames. Today, however, civilians can access high-performance .38 loads once reserved for EE. A good example is Buffalo Boar's take on the FBI load. Their 158-grain LSWC-HP can hit 1162 feet per second out of a 4-inch Smith & Wesson mountain gun, with 474 foot-pounds of energy eclipsing many high-end 9mm defensive rounds. 6. Their .27 Federal Magnum. The Their .27 Federal Magnum was Federal Premium's answer to those wanting Magnum power in a smaller package. It evolved from the .32 H&R Magnum, but with a lengthened case, thickened walls, and reinforced head to safely contain pressures up to 45,000 psi, more than double its predecessor's tolerance. The result is a cartridge that hits nearly as hard as the Their .57 Magnum, but with softer recoil and more capacity. Revolvers chambered for Their .27 can typically hold 6 rounds in a compact frame, compared to 5 with their .57. Ballistics are impressive. Federal's 100-grain jacketed soft-point clocks around 1,500 feet per second from a 4.2-inch barrel, generating about 500 foot-pounds of energy. Even hotter, American Eagle's JSP load can reach 1,551 feet per second with 534 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. That's serious performance from a small-caliber revolver, ideal for those wanting Magnum-level punch in a lighter, easier-to-control platform. 5. 44 Special. Known for its smooth recoil and respectable power, the 44 Special bridges the gap between heavy-hitting Magnums and milder revolver cartridges. Though overshadowed by the .44 Magnum, the 44 Special stands on its own for self-defense, especially with modern ammo. Hornady's critical defense, offering a 165-grain FTX, achieves around 980 feet per second from a 4-inch barrel, delivering 351 foot-pounds of energy while staying soft on the wrist. Federal's 200-grain SWC-HP option is another solid performer, producing 336 foot-pounds at 870 feet per second, a well-balanced blend of expansion and penetration. But if you're after something spicier, Buffalo Boar has you covered. Their 190-grain LSWC-HP load hits 1,100 feet per second and delivers a punishing 510 foot-pounds of energy, comparable to 10mm auto loads from duty-sized pistols. That makes the 44 Special a great pick for anyone who needs serious stopping power without taking on the recoil of a full Magnum. 4. Their .57 Magnum. Few calibers have the history and legend behind them like the Their .57 Magnum. Thanks to pioneers like Elmer Keith, the Their .57 was born from pushing 38 special pressures to the limit, made possible by the beefier revolvers of the era like the S&W 30 844 Outdoorsman. Today, the Their .57 remains a favorite for home defense due to its devastating performance and wide range of loads. Take Corbin's 125-grain JHP, for example. It reaches 1,496 feet per second from a 4-inch Smith & Wesson 686, putting out 621 foot-pounds of force. Federal's equivalent hits 1,551 feet per second with a staggering 634 foot-pounds. These are serious numbers, more than capable of neutralizing threats in a home defense scenario. On top of that, their .57 revolvers are incredibly versatile, often allowing you to also shoot .38 Special or .38+P giving shooters a wider array of options. Whether you're defending your home or heading into the woods, the .57 Magnum is a hard one to beat. 3. 41 Magnum. Born in the early 1960s, the 41 Magnum was engineered to bridge the gap between the .57 Magnum and .44 Magnum. It was envisioned as the ideal cartridge for law enforcement, delivering serious stopping power while remaining more manageable than the .44. Pioneers like Elmer Keith and Bill Jordan helped spearhead its development. Unfortunately, the round didn't catch on with police departments, largely due to its intense recoil and overkill performance in typical street encounters. However, it found favor with handgun hunters who appreciated its flatter shooting characteristics and slightly gentler recoil compared to the .44 Magnum. Today, the .41 Magnum remains something of a niche caliber, beloved by enthusiasts who value its unique blend of power and control. Manufacturers such as Smith & Wesson and Ruger still produce revolvers chambered for it, and ammo companies offer both self-defense and hunting-grade options. Performance-wise, Buffalo Bore's 170 grain load can hit 1551 feet per second with 908 foot-pounds of energy, while Speer's 210 grain gold dot reaches 1268 feet per second and delivers around 750 foot-pounds, serious numbers for a revolver round that doesn't get the spotlight it deserves. 2. 45 Colt. Steeped in history, the 45 Colt dates back to 1872 and was originally designed for the legendary Colt single-action Army revolver. It served as the standard U.S. military sidearm cartridge for nearly 20 years and was known for its impressive firepower. Early black powder versions sent 255 grain bullets flying at about 910 feet per second, though that punch proved excessive for many soldiers at the time. In the modern age, the 45 Colt has seen a resurgence. It's a fan favorite among handloaders and revolver enthusiasts alike. Thanks to its incredible versatility, you'll find everything from mild cowboy loads for sports shooting to heavy +P rounds for serious hunting. For example, Corbin's DPX 225 grain round reaches 1210 feet per second with 732 foot-pounds of energy, while Buffalo Bore's +P 325 grain outdoorsman load clocks in at 1325 feet per second and slams down with 267 foot-pounds, enough power to take down big game. And if you own a revolver chambered in 45 Casull or now 60 Y&W Magnum, you can safely shoot 45 Colt in those guns too. It's one of the most adaptable revolver calibers out there, ideal for everything from home defense to hunting. 1. 44 Magnum. If there's one revolver cartridge that stands above the rest in both reputation and raw power, it's the 44 Magnum. This powerhouse was born from pushing the limits of the 44 Special, thanks again to Elmer Keith, who wasn't satisfied until he had a round capable of taking on big game. And yes, if you own a 44 Magnum revolver, you can still fire 44 Special for lighter recoil and range practice. But let's talk power. The 44 Magnum is a beast, and modern ammo has only made it more formidable. Buffalo Bore's 270 grain load, for instance, can hit 1460 feet per second from a 5.5-inch Ruger Red Hawk, slamming with 1261 foot-pounds of energy. Meanwhile, Federal's 240 grain Hydra Shock, shot from a 4-inch Smith & Wesson 629, reaches 1367 feet per second with 996 foot-pounds. That's the kind of force you want if you're dealing with serious threats up to and including dangerous wildlife. While it may be overkill for typical home defense, there's no denying the stopping power and intimidation factor of the 44 Magnum. It's not just Dirty Harry's favorite, it's a true classic for a reason. And that wraps up our list of the top 10 deadliest revolver ammo to keep your home safe. Whether you're a seasoned shooter or new to home defense, choosing the right ammo can make all the difference when it matters most. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and drop a comment below. Let us know your go-to revolver round or what you'd like to see next. Stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next one.